Hey everybody, welcome to day 4 of the 60-day novel writing challenge. My name is Halie, I am your host, and I am super excited because today we're going to be talking all about scenery and imagery and how to make your world feel as real as possible to your readers. Make sure if you have not hit that subscribe button below that you hit subscribe because I don't want you to miss a single video. And then whatever it is you're drinking today, for me, it's just a regular old cup of coffee in my Washington mug. But go ahead and grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Sound really simple when I say it. It is a little bit more difficult in practice, but the key to building a great scene that makes your reader feel like they're really there and fall in love with it the way that you have, it actually just comes down to the 5 senses. So what does your character see when they walk into this room? What do they hear? What do they feel? What do they smell? And what do maybe even they taste? There actually can be tastes in the air if you think about it. Now, like I said, it sounds simple at first, but the real art form comes in breaking each of them down and making each of those 5 senses as vibrant as you can. So when it comes to sight, what I recommend to everybody is that you think of kind of 3 different scenes that you're going to have throughout your book, and I recommend making a collage of pictures that have to do with them. So get online and whatever it is that you're envisioning. So like for me, I'm envisioning this amazing circus world of like big flowy circus tents, and I want it to be sparkly and just as vibrant as I can. And so for me, I'm going to go through and look up pictures online of the most gorgeous looking circus tents I've ever seen and really try to see what it looks like when maybe the tents are flapping in the breeze when the flaps are open. There's going to be a lot that I can find just by looking through those pictures that I might not have envisioned before, but it's going to help make that scenery come to life as much as possible. Now, when it comes to sound, describing the background sounds that your character is hearing is one of the best ways that you can set the whole mood for the scene. So there's a huge difference between if your character walks into a bar and it's just really subdued and there's just soft murmurs going around and just a couple occasional clinks of the bar glasses. That is an infinite difference from if they walk into that same bar and in the background there's a fiddle playing in the corner and the people are singing their drinking songs and glasses are clinking together all over the place. The background sounds, as well as the sounds that they're hearing in the foreground, can make all of the difference in how to set the mood for that scene. Now, when we talk about how your character feels, I'm of course not talking about like emotions. I'm talking about what it is that they physically feel when they're in your scenery. So if they're outside, is it freezing cold, or is there a gust of wind that's just ripping through them? Or is it blistering hot and is the sun beating down on them and making them sweat through their clothes? And of course, there's more than just hot and cold. You could feel the mist of a waterfall just spraying on them so lightly. You can feel so many things, and this is one of the things that grounds your reader in that scene and makes them feel like they're there as well. Smell is another thing that is so important for grounding your readers, because smell is placing them in the kitchen with warm bread baking in the oven, or possibly a tray of cookies that just came out and is laying on the counter. When you can make your reader smell that, that really makes them feel like they're there. And of course, there's yucky smells too. They could be out in a garbage dump, they could be anywhere, but you want to make it feel as real as you can. So if you're in the forest, think about the way the trees smell, the plants around them, the earth itself. Really try to portray that as well as you can. Now, taste is the sense that I think gets overlooked the most, and that's just because it's not applicable in every situation. You know, most of the times we're not introducing a new scene with the character walking in and tasting the air because we're not snakes, but there are times when it does make sense. So, for example, if we go back to the stinky garbage dump, if you really, really want to make your reader hate that garbage dump, tell them how it tastes. Tell them how the air tastes and how absolutely disgusting it is. And of course, it doesn't have to just be icky tastes. If you want to describe a fireman walking through a burned out building, he can probably taste the smoke in the air. There are so many ways that this can be used. It's just not every scene calls for it. So for today's homework, I want you to envision 3 of the places that your characters are going to be spending time throughout your book. So this could be the house, this could be the police station, out in the forest, at the park, wherever it is they're going to be spending time. I want you to write down 3 of those places and go through each of the 5 senses. So you want to go through sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste, and see if you can list out what each of those 5 senses are gonna feel like in each of these 3 places. And then what I also want you to do is come up with a small collage, and you can use whatever program you want for this, or you can just come up with a bunch of pictures if that works for you too. But go Google around a little bit and find imagery that is inspiring to you for each of these places, and that is gonna help you so much as you go through and you try to describe them. I'm also really excited to jump off and just start looking up pictures that are going to be inspirational and are going to help me come up with ideas for the scenery and for the story itself. Remember, the reason that we're doing all of this is to come up with 10 ideas per day for the actual story. So while you're going through and you're writing your images and you're writing your scenery, make sure you're thinking about your characters and maybe conversations that they might be having while they're in this scene. Start thinking about things that could happen here. And if you go through and you're writing about this kitchen and you realize it is the coolest place ever, you might actually come up with a whole brand new character, the chef who lives in that kitchen. So just come up with ideas, come up with 10 today. It's day 4, so you should be at 40 by the end of the day, and I will look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you tomorrow.